Good morning, my Honkai Cubes. I promised last time I'd make a video on who this mysterious, beautiful looking man is, and where does he come from? Well, let's just cyber dive right into this quantum realm. Now, I know the first question you're gonna ask me is, Eve, why are you even making this video? It's obvious who this boy is, that's Otto Apocalypse. Well, you're actually wrong. That is Otto's appearance, but to explain this story, we gotta go back. Way back. Back so far that the main characters weren't even a thought. We're going back to the 1400s. So back during 1460, a sire, that's a traveler of the church, had come across and brought back two mysterious items from Asia. One of them was the black cube that we won't be going into or we'd be here for over 24 hours. And the other is a golden cube. We're gonna focus on this golden cube. This is the first divine weapon known as Void Archives. Essentially, it possesses all knowledge and technology of the previous era, as well as scientific advancements. But Eve, how is this a weapon? Well, my young Honkais, allow me to explain. By using the mimicry of, one can essentially mimic any divine weapon that exists. Wanna use the Uwu sword but don't have it because Kevin won't let you? Well, no worries, the Void Archives has got you covered. However, there are two things to keep in mind. One is that only the wisest can use such a weapon, and I don't mean like pure A's honor student, I mean like you have to understand certain quantum thingies, which is essentially the highest level of knowledge that I know of, like how the galaxy works, the quantum in our real world. Yeah, it's those kinds of stuff, like we're talking algebra times 50. As for the other thing, is that even though you are mimicking divine keys, they aren't as powerful as you might think. For example, the Judgment of Shamama? Is that how you say it? It should, in theory, be burning your hand while you wield it. This is a weapon that multiple Kizlanas had died using. However, the Mimicry version does not do that. In fact, it doesn't really do much besides be a giant flame sword. It's why our man Otto here doesn't burn into extra Quishby. We also see him use other keys like the mimicry of Feng Shuing Down, allowing one to read other people's minds and drag their consciousness into a bubble world, as he did with the pseudo Hierarchy of Death, Galena. Okay, we got that all out of the way. But also, Void Archives is essentially a living entity within the cube. In fact, I want to say that he is this whale, but I mean, I doubt it. It also is worth noting that he requires a vessel in order to leave, which is in other words a body. Void Archives is able to take the shape of a child while talking to Otto, and is actually the main reason why technology and for that aspect Shiskel is so advanced. You see, after the death of Francis Kazlana, Void Archives tried to trick Kid Otto into sacrificing himself to revive Francis. However, Callan stopped him, saying that her father Francis protected them so that Otto and her could live, and that throwing his life away would be an extreme disrespect towards the honor of the Kazlanas. We actually don't know if Void Archives has the knowledge or even in that aspect the power to revive the dead. He or she says it's really easy, but I mean, do you guys really want to trust the weird cube voice? Come on now. I should also say that the reason Otto is able to stay alive for well over 500 years is due to the technological advancements that Void Archives presented to him. Essentially being able to upload his conscience? I'm actually not too sure on this, but from what I understand, Otto is able to upload his conscience to these robotic cyber bodies that he himself tunes for combat. So it's one of the reasons as to why he's not dead and he's always the same looking young man. And it's also why he's able to turn into a little boy when he's spying on his granddaughter, Teresa Apocalypse, or when he's undercover as this young lady. Yeah, so I believe he's able to upload his conscience to these bodies he makes with the help of Void Archives, but regardless. Now, sometime in the future, after the main story of Honkai and after the death of Otto, it's gonna happen, so don't even try to deny it, Otto lovers. Void Archives escapes from the Golden Cube and enters one of the abandoned Otto Solium bodies. These are essentially husks with superhuman strength and abilities that Otto created to aid him in combat, aka robots. We see them in action in the latest Honkai CG, and while they are very powerful and have even been able to to take down Siegfried Kazlana, they're not indestructible. Void Archives is essentially his own person. He or she developed an Otto-like appearance due to being with him for so long, and I mean, being stuck with some guy for over 500 years, I can see how you could develop their personality into yours. Sometime after, however, he is captured and used as a slave by the Sky People to attack Saint Fontaine. However, in reality, he had come to request Welt Yang's help in attacking and defending Earth from the Sky People. If you don't know, watch my previous video on the alien space manga. As of now, it's unknown what his ulterior motive could be, or even is. He could genuinely be a good person, but I doubt it. With a post-Honkai Odyssey 2 coming out sometime this year, or next, and on top of that the new Honkai Star Rails, I'm actually pretty excited to see what his motives are besides, wanting to destroy Honkai. Who knows, maybe he wants to defeat the Sky People and use their technology to destroy the Honkai that's in the moon? We do know that Otto, or aka Void Archives, is going to be in Star Rails due to a picture where it shows Welt Yang, also known as the World, with a man in the background. That man is obviously Void Archives. And with that, you're all caught up on who Void Archives is, what he's done throughout the years, which is essentially just tag team alongside Otto. And yeah, hopefully I can't wait to see what's next in Star Rails and a post-Honkai Odyssey 2 as well. Anyways, I've been ChipCube, and now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go find the Golden Cube myself to see if I can have my own Void Archive friends. Now go on and watch the alien space manga from the Honkai Compendium, a story that takes place before and after a post-Honkai Odyssey, for a better understanding as to who the Sky People really are.